Hello, everybody. So a couple of weeks ago, Taylor Swift started throwing a hissy fit because she didn't own her masters and somebody sold them to someone else instead of her. I mean, I think anyone who's watched this channel before knows that I am no fan of Taylor Swift, neither her music nor her as a person. And this entire situation is relatively convoluted, although I'll try and boil it down as simple as possible. I don't remember this guy's name because it's all drama BS. Here, somewhere around here, there'll be his name and a photo. This guy either bought or is the owner or something, some type of top level executive type of crap for Big Machine Records. They are unironically called Big Machine Records. Like, guys, come on. Big Machine works with a ton of big acts. It is Taylor Swift's old record label. Now, when a lot of artists go and sign a record deal, part of the deal is that the artist's masters are owned by the record label. When they say the masters, they mean the recordings in layman's terms. It's a long story, I don't want to get into everything, but basically, if you hear the recorded song played on the radio or on a CD or like on a commercial, this is not uncommon whatsoever for artists who are signed to music labels not to own their own recordings. So when Taylor Swift signed with Big Machine Records, Big Machine said, in exchange for all of this money that we're going to give you without any prospect of really making it back, no guaranteed prospect, we're going to own all of your music. Again, this is layman's terms, not necessarily the legal jargon. Taylor Swift said fine and continued to say fine for many albums to come. So all of these Taylor Swift songs that we despise and really wish would never exist are not actually owned by Taylor Swift. Now, recently, she left Big Machine Records and went to UMG, hashtag suck my ass UMG. Seriously, if they want to take me to court, I am more than happy to go to court, and I'm more than happy to win, and I'm more than happy to have the words suck my ass UMG on official court documents. That would be so satisfying. Anyway, she signed with I think the largest music conglomerate on the planet right now, I believe. I could be wrong on that. And they gave her one of the best deals ever signed in music, which is she gets to own her own masters from here on out. Anything new that she records, she gets to own. So like, okay, yeah, that's good. You know, and if you're gonna be dealing with a third party, I think that, well, we'll get into my thoughts on third parties and record labels here in a second. So while she's at this new label, those rights to her old masters, her old recordings of the songs, did not get transferred over. Those are still owned by Big Machine Records. And the guy who was the owner of went and sold because Big Machine is in big trouble. I found this out well before Taylor left, but I mean, the music label was already in trouble and Taylor Swift was pretty much keeping that thing afloat. And this is their way of basically trying to make sure they don't go bankrupt. When Taylor left, that was like really, really, really bad for their business. Taylor claims that the guy, first of all, did it without telling her. Second of all, has been bullying her for years. As far as I understand the story, Taylor Swift's father is one of the major shareholders in Big Machine Records, and as such, when they have board meetings, he is supposed to be present at the board meetings. They told him that there was, and this is as far as I have heard, they told him there was going to be a board meeting. In this meeting, they were going to say, hey, we're planning on selling. He didn't want to attend this meeting because he figured there was going to be something talked about with Taylor's properties, and he didn't want to have to listen to anything that he couldn't tell his daughter. When you go to a board meeting, there is an NDA or a non-disclosure agreement. You cannot discuss things with artists or with other people of what goes on in those board meetings. So out of loyalty to his daughter, he didn't want to have information that he would want to tell her and not be able to tell her. I can kind of understand that. He claims that he sent emails to her and sent text messages or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. He claims that he reached out and she never got back to him. And then she claims that he just did it without telling anybody at all and without any of her say in the matter. This is all a jumbled mess because you have people coming out saying, yes, this guy is awful. And then you have stars of equal caliber coming out on the opposite side saying, no, this guy's amazing. He's nice. He's not a bully. He's not a piece of crap. Whether or not he's a bully, I don't know. I don't particularly care. I usually think that executives in the music industry are typically pieces of shit anyway. because if they had any actual integrity, they would know that what they're doing is so fucking wrong. I mean, it doesn't take a freaking astrophysicist to find out that the business model music labels are built on is basically only working because they take other people's intellectual property. We'll get into that stuff in a second too. If they didn't have access to people's intellectual property and own that stuff and reap the vast majority of the benefits off of it, they would fail. So yeah, would I be surprised if he was a complete piece of crap? No, I would not be surprised. Would I be surprised if he was just an average person who happens to be an executive at a music label and has to do some things that I find morally objectionable? Would not be surprised at that either. Also, let's not forget that Taylor Swift is certainly known to be one for the overly dramatic. So taking her word at face value, I don't necessarily think is always the best decision. But that's all that petty crap aside. In this conversation, we don't care about this. Should a company, first of all, own songs that someone else wrote? Should someone else who didn't write songs be able to own songs that someone else wrote? I mean, we're going to work within the normal framework of how society and the music industry works today, not based upon what I think how things should work necessarily. And not only that, should that person be able to sell those songs that someone else created to a third party that has nothing to do with the first party? That's kind of shitty, man. So look, strictly from a legal perspective as to how the system works, yes, Big Machine Records is well within their rights. It is perfectly legal for them to do what they are doing. Fine, you know, sign a better deal next time. Or better yet, don't sign a deal at all. But if we're looking at the justice side of all of this, is it right for a music label to take something that is very personal and something that is very much attached to her brand and sell it off to someone else? No, I don't think so at all. Especially if they have had this long of a relationship together. I mean, that's really kind of underhanded. In complete principle, though, I don't see how this can happen. It just seems so back-asswards to me. Now, Kelly Clarkson, in her infinite naivete, said that Taylor should re-record all of her songs literally exactly the same as they were recorded before, and then that way she can have recordings, masters of her original songs from before and tell the other ones to get effed. First of all, I don't think that's how the copyright law works. Second of all, I mean, if you really want to go to all that trouble, I guess it would be kind of cool in the long run. Personally, I think if Taylor's gonna do that and it does happen to be illegal and violate the copyright holder's rights, I think that if she's gonna do that, she should give it out for free. That would be awesome. First of all, it limits the amount of liability that she'll have if she actually goes through with this. But second of all, it also is kind of like a F you. I just really want to stick it to you, Big Machine Records. I don't even need to make money off of this. That's pretty cool. But all in all, if we're going to be working with this system, do I think that Taylor Swift should own her own masters? Absolutely yes. She made them. I mean, Big Machine, the only thing they did was fund them. Now, granted, saying the only thing is kind of minimizing how important that funding is, especially with the people that they have connected her with. But by the same token, I mean, she wrote some of these songs, definitely not all of them, but she wrote some of these songs, at least the ones that she brought to the table and was the originator of, like, okay, here's the basic idea for this song, here's the chords, here's the rhythm, here's the melody. She should own those. Any of the other ones that were made by like those 4 producers who make all of the pop music today, yeah, the record label keeps those. I mean, honestly, the producers should keep those, not even the record label. But yeah, in this case, I think there's a very real injustice as to how copyright law is working right now. You can make the argument, yeah, that's the insurance that the music label uses in order to bring new artists on and take a huge potential loss. Well, just don't take that huge potential loss. Your business model is literally garbage. It's built upon gambling. No, just no. You should take on artists that you actually have faith in because of the merit of their music, not because you think dollar signs. Music and business should not mix that close together. That's a recipe for creating exactly the type of popular music environment we have had for literally too long. Now, in my ideal world, Taylor Swift would make all of her masters public domain. That is, nobody has individual ownership over them. They are owned by everyone and anyone who wants to use them or listen to them or consume them. Would I think that it is wrong for someone to take her original masters, put them on a CD and sell it and not give her anything for having sold it, compiled it, and everything? Yes, I think that is grotesque and wrong. But there is a lot more value in people having access and listening to your music and knowing that you are the one that created it than trying to sell every single second of the song and make up just pennies off of it. Are the pennies really worth that much to most artists? Between the brand recognition, the brand loyalty, like, there's so many benefits to just having your music available, especially if it's really well liked. There are far more effective ways of driving revenue to the artist than through the music itself. I keep harping on this, I keep talking about this, I've done this in a million videos, but I just know there is a better way for business to work. I know there's a better way for this music culture and economy and a better music philosophy of how we view and how we build a better system for everyone to work in. I just feel, I know for sure there's a better way to do this. Part of it is understanding from the artist side that you shouldn't be doing this just for yourself, but on the opposite side, it should be from the fan side of like, you just can't consume all of this stuff for free. Does that rely more on people's goodness from both sides? Yes. But does that also prevent a bunch of draconian BS of stupid things that happen, like having your masters not owned by you and then sold to someone else without your knowledge or consent? Yes. So yeah, I'm with Taylor Swift as far as in the system that we have to work in at this moment, and given that I have no way of changing it at all currently, yeah, I think she should own her masters. In an ideal world, we would just burn them. I hope this made sense. I really do. I wasn't sure how to order my thoughts on this, but I definitely did want to chime in on it. Was I off about anything in my little spiel I had here? What did I get wrong? Let me know in the comments below. All money made from that video will be going to Sanctuary Homeless Refuge. I will have a link in that video that you can donate directly to, since the video currently does not have ads running on it. For those of you who may have missed it, I just released a parody of Dio's Holy Diver called Dumpster Diver. Link to that will be in the description. If you like this video, if you like what I do on this channel, please like and share this video, and also please support me on Subscribestar. That is the only way I can keep making awesome videos for you. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Become the Knight. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!